Let us talk about Thor, Love and Thunder. Okay, great, there's no lightning special effects. Oh well, just make do with a cheap budget. Now, over on MSN today, this is a really... I didn't know about this story because I'm going to get to the really good, juicy bits in a minute, but this kind of really surprised me. Chris Hemsworth shares Thor Love and Thunder update after Taika Waititi photo controversy. So what is controversy that you're thinking it could be? I didn't know this, so this is kind of where my opinion of Taika Waititi, I don't know what to think. So there was a viral photo controversy. Now, I'm not going to look for that photo. There's no point. That's not what my channel is about. I don't really care what people do in their personal lives in the world of entertainment, as long as they're not harming anybody. But yeah, this was just really strange that this even popped up. I didn't know about this. So before we get to the good things, it's this paragraph here I want to look at. So the production wraps comes a week after photographs showing director Waititi sharing an intimate moment, whatever that is, with both Rita Ora. I hope she's not in the film, and I really cannot stand Rita Ora. I don't know what the appeal about her is. People find her attractive. I don't. I think Christina Hendricks from Mad Men just buries her in a second. He's meant to be dating Rita. Okay, well, commiserations, Taika. You need all the luck you can get, mate. And he's meant to... Right, oh, and Tessa Thompson, who plays Valkyrie. Okay, so he had an intimate moment with both of those leading ladies. That's interesting. But Tessa Thompson, I always thought her sexuality was ambiguous anyway, or maybe, I'm sure I've read that somewhere. So they were sitting on a balcony on Waititi's home in Sydney, and according to the Telegraph, that's a quality newspaper, so I probably wouldn't throw too much shade their way, but Marvel bosses were reportedly reprimanding the filmmaker for the pictures. An insider close to Thor Love and Thunder's production told the publication that the behavior exhibited in the photos is not exactly the image they're looking to project in relation to one of their biggest franchises. It kind of makes sense because Disney, Marvel, Disney, however you want to say it, it's a big money-making machine. They have to rely on the behavior and the image and the examples that not just the film stars but the directors and people behind the production crew have to set, because, you know, when families go to watch these films, they don't want them to be slathered in slander and God knows what else. But let's be fair, any film you've enjoyed over the years, there will be a tinge of controversy behind the scenes, things you'll probably never ever hear about. So yeah, I just wanted to look at that particular story. Wasn't really looking for this. I'm looking for Thor news, and this came up. But before we get on to the really good bits, if you liked what you've seen here today and you want to subscribe for more, just hit that button down below, ding that dong, and more merry content along the way. So let's get to this part here, because I was wondering about this actually regarding Natalie Portman's transformation. So if you see here, this person on Twitter, Delaney King, at Delaney King Rocks, posted this photo. Now this is admittedly a bit of an old story, but I've never seen the actual transformation of Natalie Portman as Jane Foster. So Dr. Foster is bringing out the guns to a hammer fight. Now, looking at this photo here, I like the short hair for Miss Portman, looks good. Not sure how much, yes, her arms do look buffer, that is true. She is clearly posing for the camera. She knows somebody must have tipped her off that there's a photographer on set. Just be aware that at some point, someone's going to point the camera at you without you knowing. Just kind of huff and puff as you walk around. It looks like she is kind of doing a big exhalation of breath as this picture's been taken. I'm a bit suspect about it. She looks good. She's got slightly bigger shoulders. I hope they do release like a behind the scenes footage of Natalie going to a workout and seeing how she puts on the weight. I'll be curious to know what kind of diet she went on as well to bulk up, because I don't know too much about Lady Thor, but I know she exists in the comics and I think she looks great. In fact, if you want to see an example of Lady Thor, right here. So This is obviously an artistic rendition. She's obviously not going to be that. Actually, what I think, they might even do a bit of CGI Natalie Portman, perhaps. I don't know. I don't know if her outfit's going to look like this, or they could actually enhance her physical appearance on screen slightly to make her look more badass. It could happen. I'm only speculating, but given that shape there on her, yeah, not bad. It looks all right. And she's a bit fuller in the face as well, which is obviously indicative of eating more and more calories. So that's really, really awesome. But let's save the best for last here. So just going over to Empire. I haven't been to that website for ages. Thor Love and Thunder wraps filming with Chris Hemsworth. I can't even say that. Chris Hemsworth and Taika Waititi, the set pick. And obviously the reason why I'm getting tongue-tied is because, I mean, yeah. Can you dig those muscles from Mr. Hemsworth? Just allow me to thirst here for a moment, please. I'm just going to stare intently at those veiny biceps. Oh my God. I tell you, man, that's a sight to behold. And that is the biggest I've seen Chris Hemsworth ever get. I mean, that's pretty impressive. If you scroll down, you can see, yeah, I really, wowee. Bit of a bulge there, Chris, but I'm assuming that's probably had a beer or it's just the way the cameras caught him. But this vest does remind me of Jack Burton, one of my favorite on-screen heroes, played by the great and enigmatic Kurt Russell right there. That's what it reminds me of. So whether that gets a bit of a reference in this, I don't know. And there, of course, Taika in all the facial dots, because he's going to be the CGI motion cap, the mocap for Korg. Everybody likes a bit of Korg. So yeah. Here's the news that couldn't come to news to anyone fast enough. Chris Hemsworth is absolutely jacked. Yep, we know that. Like, seriously, ridiculously ripped. The actor's just finished shooting Thor Love and Thunder, and he seems like Endgame's dad bod Thor is very well and truly out of the window. In a set photo he posted to mark the end of the film's production. He's so ridiculously built that he looks like he ate his original 2011 Thor self as part of the balanced breakfast. That's true. And if that wasn't enough to take in, his hair seems to have been simply crimped. What a year is this? I think he's actually just wearing a wig. I mean, Hemsworth can grow his hair long, but it doesn't grow at an exponentially fast rate. So I'm pretty sure those are extensions. I'm absolutely certain of that. I'll be surprised if it's his real hair, because the long hair does suit Chris, actually. I've got to say, it really does. But the Rockman Korg outfit. I will say that like my final thoughts about this, I hope it's going to be a great film, because obviously you got Gore, the God Butcher, played by a shaven-headed Christian Bale. He's kind of the person I'm really looking forward to seeing in this film. When they drop a trailer in the end, that's what I want. That's kind of more what I want to see. I want to see like an 80s/90s vibe to this, because if you look at the poster for Thor Love and Thunder, it's obviously riffing off Ride the Lightning from Metallica. Great album if you never listened to it. So definitely check those side by side and you'll see what I'm talking about. So I'm hoping in the film soundtrack. Now we got Led Zeppelin in Ragnarok, which was good but predictable. But let's just get a Metallica soundtrack for this one. Maybe the title of the album, or maybe For Whom the Bell Tolls. I mean, even throwing some Def Leppard. You know, they had some really crazy covers back in the day. You take any kind of 80s, 90s, glamorous, you know, even a bit of Motley Crue. Just chuck any of those guys. Make a bit of a nod to them. Even David Lee Roth from Van Halen. We can't use Sammy Hagar. Even though I do like Sammy Hagar, let's go with David Lee Roth, man, because any of those guys, just choose them. Maybe a bit of Vixen as well, that lady metal rock group. You can have them maybe being the theme tune for Jane Foster, so that's great. I do like the first Thor. The second Thor, it's okay. I don't hate it. Obviously, Ragnarok is fantastic. But what I will say, the biggest misstep they made with the casting in the first Thor, they should have got Brian Blessed to play Odin, because he is, to me, like, he represents everything that is majestic about what Thor is. But they got Anthony Hopkins, great actor, but he's not Odin to me. You know, Brian Blessed, that's who I saw.
Ming's not unbeatable. With all his men, he couldn't even kill Flash.
Gordon's alive?
He's in Arboria. Prince Baron is aiding him.
Baron!
Thor is he's probably my second or third favorite Marvel character in the comic books. He really captivated me as a kid, and I just loved the look of him. He had a really great resurgence in the 80s and 90s when he was Thunderstrike. And yeah, I mean, he's a big manly man, he's girthy, but the thing with Thor, he's a very dramatic kind of hero, he's almost Shakespearean. That's why Kenneth Branagh caught so well in the original Thor film, and it was kind of missing in the other movies, but he has that grandiose way of walking and talking and just throwing out the iambic pentameters all over the place. And I just hope I don't think we're going to get that Thor again, but whatever Taika decides to do with this film, is it going to be the final collaboration between him and Hemsworth? Probably not. I mean, Hemsworth was behaving himself anyway because he's got a beautiful wife and kids anyway. So Hemsworth seems like a good guy to me. He has no reason to stray from far from the field. But Taika Waititi, I was a little bit shocked to hear that he's allegedly dating Miss Aura. So that's just been my little take on the Thor news today. If I've been stumbling and bumbling, it's because it's a really hot, sweaty day. This room I'm in doesn't really help matters either, and of course the floodlights in front of me, but I do like them because without them I'll look a lot more hideous than I am now. So if you did enjoy today's video, leave a comment below, maybe give me a hammer strike, that would be awesome, and I'll catch you on my next upload.